giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Kakadash, and double honor to the man of great millstone, starting with the apostles and elders on down. I want to say Shalom and the water to you brothers that push the truth day in and day out. Also spreading the truth over the internet that spread forth all over the four corners of the earth. The water again. The water, the water, the water. To you men of Great Millstone. Also to add to that, I'm not a member of Great Millstone, but I follow Great Millstone and believe they had a 144% truth. Also to the men and women that are listening to this video, keep learning as much as you can. Keep praying. Keep repenting. And watch, GMS videos. Learn as much as you can. I'm going to jump straight into this topic, and the topic is miracles. YAHAWAHISH did miracles. And I'm going to jump right into it. Mark 5:1. And they came over unto the other side of the sea, into the country of the Gadarene. And when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tomb a man with an unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tomb, and no man could bind him, no, not with chains, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him, and the fetter broken in pieces, neither could any man tame him. He had a heavy spirit on him, and always night and day he was in the mountain and in the tomb, crying and cutting himself with stones. Verse 6. But when he saw YAHAWAHISH afar off, he ran and worshipped him, and cried with a loud voice, saying, What have I to do with thee, YAHAWAHISH, who thou son of the Most High Yahweh? I adjure thee by Yahweh that thou torment me not. Verse 8. For he said unto him, Come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, What is thy name? And he answered, saying, My name is Legion, for we are many. And he besought him much that he would not send them away out of the country. Now there was there a night. Now, verse 11. Now there were there nigh unto the mountain a great herd of swine feeding, and all the devil besought him, saying, Send us into the swine, that we may enter into them. Verse 13. And forthwith YAHAWAHISH gave them leave, and the unclean spirit went out and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep place into the sea. They were about 2,000 and were choked into the sea. So the miracle that YAHAWAHISH did, he cured that man. He told that spirit, that evil demon that was in that man, to come out of him. And he asked, what was that demon name? He said, I am Legion, meaning that I'm many. He had many demons in him. And they begged and pleaded with YAHAWAHISH to not put him out of their country, but to put him in that in a herd of swine. And they went violently down the hill into the sea and drowned. So he cured that man. And so that was one miracle right there. But let me go ahead and finish out. Verse 14. And when they that fed the swine fed and told it to, start over, 14. And they that fed the swine fed and told it in the city and in the country, and they went out to see what it was that was done. And they come to YAHAWAHISH and see him that was possessed with the devil, and had the legion sitting and clothed and in his right mind. And they were afraid. Now the people that was afraid, you can consider them being 2/3. Why would you be afraid if Yahawashi cured a man and he back in his right mind, and he not hurting himself or hurting others, and he clothed, because he was naked, and he's sitting down recuperating, he's not the same person he was, earlier before Yahawashi came, and they telling Yahawashi to leave. 2/3 niggas right there. 2/3 niggas. Verse 16. And they that saw it told them how it befell to him that was possessed with the devil, and also concerning the swine. And they began to pray him to depart out of their coast. And when he was come into the ship, he that had been possessed with the devil prayed him that he might be with him. How about Yahushua suffering him not, but said unto him, Go home to thy friends and tell them how great things the Lord have done for thee, and have had compassion on thee. That great thing that he did was that miracle. That was the greatness that he did for that man. He said, go tell. I'm going to read back over again, verse 19. How about Yahushua suffered him not, but said unto him, Go home to thy friend and tell them how great, tell them how great things the Lord have done for thee. It was that miracle. He took that demon off for him. So going down to Mark, 5th chapter and 24th, is talking about this woman that had the issue of blood for 12 years. And there was a miracle also. Mark 5 and 24. And Yahushua went with him, and much people followed him and throned him, meaning they was gathered around him. They was, like when people see Michael Jordan or LeBron James or whatever, people flock to them, just a big crowd. That's what it was. So when they saw Yahushua, they flocked to him because they knew what type of man he was. He was a powerful man that did miracles. So going to 25. And a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years, and had suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing bettered, but rather grew worse. Verse 27. When she had heard of Yahushua, came in the press behind and touched his garment. For she said, if I may touch, for she said, if I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. One thing about this right here, Yahushua didn't even do anything to the woman. Yahushua was so powerful that the clothes, the garment that he had on was glorified, had power, did miracles also. The woman said if only she touched his garment, that she knew that she would be healed. That's how much faith she had. 29. And straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. And Yahushua, immediately knowing in him that virtue had gone out of him, turned him about in the press and said, Who touched my clothes? And his disciples said unto him, Thou see the multitude tugging thee, and sayest thou, Who touched thee? And he looked around about to see her that had done these things. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came and fell down before him and told him all the truth. And he said unto her, Daughter, thy faith had made thee whole. Go in peace and be whole of thy plague. So that woman, faith, by her just having faith and doing what she did, she cured herself by having faith in Yahushua. Hamashiach Yahawashai. And also tugging on his clothes. The Yahawashai is that powerful that his clothes healed the woman. That's a miracle. Okay, going to the next one. This ruler of the synagogue had a daughter that died. Mark 5:35. While he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue house certain which said, Thy daughter is dead. Why trouble thou the master any farther? And soon as Yahushua heard the word that was spoken, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, Be not afraid, only believe. Just like that woman, she believed. And he suffered no man to follow him, save Peter and James and John, the brother of James. Verse 38. And he come to the house of the ruler of the synagogue and see the turmoil and them that were weeping and wailing greatly. And when he was come in, he said unto them, Why make ye do ado and weep? The damsel is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed at him. They laughed him to scorn. But when he had put them all out, he taken the father and the mother of the damsel, and them that were with him, and those people that were with him was John, James, and Peter. I mean, it was John, James, and Peter. That was with him. Enter in where the damsel was lying, and he took the damsel by the hand and said unto her, Talatia Sema, which is being interpreted, Damsel, I say unto thee, arise. And straightway the damsel rose and walked, for she was of the age of 12 years. And they were astonished with a great astonishment. So let's backtrack. Starting from the beginning. He took a demon, multiple demons, out of a man that was living in the mountain amongst the tombs. He was cutting himself, going crazy, breaking chains. People couldn't, tame him. Yahushua killed him. Not killed him, but cured him. Number 2, the woman with the issue of blood for 12 years. She believed in Yahushua, and she said to herself, if only I touch his garment, I will be healed. She had faith in Yahushua, and his garment cured that woman. Because Yahushua turned around and said, somebody pulled on my garment. And he felt a source of energy leaving from him. So that's a miracle. Now, the daughter of a ruler in the synagogue, Yahushua raised this man's daughter from the dead. There's 3 miracles. So let's go to another one. Mark 8. Mark 8:22 is about Yahushua healing a blind man and made him see. Hey, making somebody see, if that's not a miracle, I don't know what to tell you. Raising somebody from the dead, if that's not a miracle, I don't know what to tell you. If a woman just believed and touched on Yahushua, she healed herself after going through all the physicians to get herself healed and couldn't, and she just touched on him. That's a miracle to get healed. And raising a daughter from the dead. A 12-year-old girl from the dead. So now Mark 8:22, and he cometh to Belata, and there being a blind man unto him, and besought him to touch him. And he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hand upon him. He asked him if he saw out. And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. After that, he put his hand again upon his eyes and made him look up. And he was restored and saw every man clearly. That's a miracle. That's another miracle. Let's go. This will be my last one right here. And this right here, even Nicodemus knew that he did miracles in John 3:1. And Nicodemus, he was a ruler of the Jews, and he knew Yahawashi did miracles. Here it is right here, John 3:1. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. Verse 2, the same came to Yahawashi by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from Yahweh, for no man can do these miracles that thou do except Yahweh be with him. That closes it up right there. These miracles. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. Shalom.